Hello, I'm Tony Guida. This is My New York. The closing line of an old TV cop show famously proclaimed there are 8 million stories in the naked city. Well, one of the best of them is back in brand new wrapping. A Bronx Tale is now a Broadway musical. This tug of war for the soul of a young man in an Italian neighborhood of the Bronx has had 3 other theatrical lives. So how did it become a musical? Well, you'll hear how, and much more from the creator of A Bronx Tale, Chazz Palminteri, my guest, next. I am so delighted to welcome Chazz Palminteri to the show and your show, the musical, A Bronx Tale, which I saw the other night. What fun. There's, I think one of the character Rosina sings, it's the kind of tale that makes you laugh and cry. Yeah. And it does.
It does, yeah. Well, Alfred Hitchcock used to say there's only 3 things you could do to an audience, and if you do 2 out of 3, that's really great. He says you can make them laugh, you can make them cry, or you could scare them. And in Bronx Tale,
it doesn't scare them.
We do all 3.
Well, yeah, I wasn't scared.
Oh, you weren't scared because you used
to. But then I'm from the Bronx.
You're from the Bronx.
We're both from the Bronx.
Right.
And by the way, in the Bronx Tale, as you probably know, perhaps having seen the movie, the neighborhood is called Belmont. Well, some of us call it Arthur Avenue.
Sure.
And we still shop. You still shop?
I still go there. I go to Arthur Avenue once a month. I go to Mike's Deli. I go to Gino's Pastry. The Cannoli King is there. Jerome, my God. And then Madonia Bread and Mike's Deli and Bogatti Raviolis. Oh, come on.
We're going to do a whole show about Arthur Avenue if we don't stop here. A Bronx Tale was a one-man show that you created. It was later a play. It's been a movie.
Yeah.
What made you think it could be a musical?
You know, because of the themes in it, Tony, the story is such an iconic story. You know, I wrote something from my heart, and it just keeps enduring. And I always thought, because of the musical format, how dramatic it is, that it would make a great musical. Tommy Mottola, who was the head of Sonny for many years, used to say to me, you know, that story, that thing you wrote, that's a musical. And Bob De Niro, I remember, we talked about it when we were doing the movie, he said, you know, this would make a great musical. So finally, you know, it was the time I said, hey, let's do this, you know. Tommy came over to me.
Was this before, I mean, De Niro saying this and Mottola saying this?
This is years later.
Before the movie?
No, later.
Later.
Okay. Oh, this was later. We talked about it. And then, you know, it really takes a champion to make these things happen. And Tommy Mottola put a Bronx Tale on his back. He got the Dodgers involved, who produced Matilda and Jersey Boys, and we all came together. And then Tommy did the thing that all guys have to do. Let's put their hand in their pocket, started taking out big money, and it was very exciting. I wanted Alan Menken to do the music because I directed a movie and he did the music for it. He's a genius. I thought Glenn Slater did the lyrics, 3-time Tony nominee.
You, of course, wrote it. Did you think about writing lyrics?
I thought about writing lyrics in the beginning, but then when I read Glenn Slater's lyrics, I just went, wow, you know, come on. Yeah. You know, no, forget me doing the lyrics. And I'm a good lyricist, but his lyrics were absolutely brilliant. He's brilliant himself. So I just knew, you know, and Sergio Trello did the choreographing, who did, you know, On Your Feet and Memphis and Jersey Boys. You know, you have to have a great team behind you.
You're great. I mean, you've got the cream of the Broadway crop, and you didn't even mention the co-director.
Jerry Zaks.
By the name Jerry Zaks.
Jerry Zaks.
But the other's a guy named De Niro. I'm not sure what he does, but he.
Well, Jerry Zaks is really, you know, the nuts and bolts and puts it together. And Bob is right there. You know, it was great having with Bob and Jerry because I get the best of the movie, the best of the one-man show, and we kind of got it together in the musical.
This is A Bronx Tale.
And the music, by the way, is you know, there's everything from Sinatra kind of music to the doo-wop
Yeah, doo-wop.
And in the night I was there, I got to tell you, people with the doo-wop stuff, people in the audience were
Oh,
doing.
yeah. Well, and it's all original music written by Alan and
Yeah,
Glenn. So
yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
The characters, they're such great characters, and they're very
Right.
sharply drawn with your writing, and there's a lot going on, but there's a bit of stage business that I just nearly fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
Your character, the young man who has already now at this point grown a little bit
Yes.
and is influenced by the mobster, now has his crew.
Yes.
And he's going to introduce them to us. And give us their names. The names alone are terrific.
Well, when he introduces all the wise guys coming out, there's Frankie Coffee Cake, and they call him Coffee Cake because his face was covered with acne, and he looked like a Drake's Coffee Cake. Eddie Mush because everything he touched turned to mush. He was a loser. He was a jinx. He was the biggest jinx in the world. He would go to the racetrack, and the teller would give him his tickets already ripped up. I mean, Jojo the whale.
Jojo the whale.
Legend has it his shadow once killed a dog. And of course, Sonny. So it was a bunch of just guys that were just very funny.
And the stage business, as your character, the character who, Calogero.
Yeah, Calogero, yes.
Who at this point is being called C.
C, yes.
The stage business, as he introduces them to us.
Yes.
Can you describe it? I hope we can get pictures of this, but can you put it into? You're a good writer. Put that into words so the audience will visualize it.
Well, it's a lineup. The young boy saw the killing, and we have the 9-year-old and the older C together on stage, and the older C is the narrator, and all the guys, the 5 guys, come out and they all line up there, and they go down the line: Frankie Coffee Cake, Jojo the Whale, Eddie Mush, and Tony 10 to 2. We forgot about Tony 10 to 2. They called him 10 to 2 because his feet always were pointed like the clock, 10 to 2.
Right. And the particular bit of business is when as each one is introduced, there's a flash of light.
There's a flash of light,
as
and
if
it's like a mugshot.
As if it's a flash bulb
It's
going
like a
off.
mugshot. It's like boom,
and then
boom.
They do a flash.
That's classic Jerry Zaks
Yeah,
does that.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You wrote this so many years ago when you were struggling actor. You tried to act here in New York, wasn't working. You went to California, and you were getting some parts, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
enough.
Look, I was known as a really good actor, a theater actor in New York, but to make it into the movies and television, it's difficult. Then I went out to LA, and I hit. Boom! I got Hill Street Blues, Matlock, Dallas. Couple of TV movies right away. And then as anything, I have that money, and I ran out of money, and I said, what am I going to do? So I used to box, so I got a job as a doorman at a very swanky club in L.A., in Beverly Hills. And I'm working there one night, and this guy comes running right up into my face and goes, let me in. He starts being kind of rude to me, and I said, just hold on 1 second. What is your name? I want to get his name on the list, And he goes, this is my party. Just let me in. He goes, don't you know who I am? And I said, yeah, you're the guy who's not getting in tonight. And he got real upset by it.
A very Bronx reply.
A Bronx reply. And he looked at me, he says, you will be fired in 15 minutes. And I said, really? Get online. Everybody tells me that. And who was the guy? The guy was Swifty Lazar. Now, Swifty Lazar was the biggest agent in the world at the time. And 15 minutes later, Tony, I was fired, just like he said. And I got back in my car, my little beat-up 72 Honda dumpy car, and I drove back to my dumpy apartment in North Hollywood. And I sat at the edge of my bed and said, what the hell am I going to do? And I had this card that my father wrote, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. That's what he wrote on my card.
Yeah, you talk about that a lot.
I talk about that a lot.
That's the biggest lesson you learned.
That's right. That was my father who wrote that line, who said that to me. And he wrote it on a piece of paper, and he put it in my room when I was 9 or 10, after this killing that I saw, this incident.
The biggest waste of time is, say it again?
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Yes.
And so I looked at the card, and I said, well, if they won't give me a great part, then I'll write one myself. So I went to Thrifty Drugstore, I got 5 tabs of yellow paper, and I started writing about this killing that I saw when I was a kid, and how that affected my life, how it would affect my life. Because I thought about the relationship I had with the wise guys, my father. And I said, let me talk about all this. So I started writing. And at the end of 10 months, I had this one-man show. I figured I play all the parts. They have to notice me, right? So I did all the parts. I did 18 parts on stage. Tony, bam! My career exploded. Every actor, writer, director, producer, studio head wanted to make the movie.
But they didn't want you.
But they didn't want me.
Right.
They wanted a star in the role. They said, you're a terrific kid, but
You're a
nobody, you're nobody. Nobody knows who you are. So I said, well, I'm sorry. I wrote it. I'm in it. They said, can't do it. We'll give you $250,000 to walk away. I had $200 in the bank. I said, no. I turned it down. I said, no, I'm playing Sonny. I'm writing the screenplay. 3 weeks later, I got offered $500,000. In Hollywood, when you say no, they give you more money. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. Let's go to Hollywood, right? A month later, I go in for this big meeting. I'm with William Morris now. I signed with them. I got 2 big agents on my left and right. Guy puts a piece of paper, slides it over to me and says, you sign that paper, you'll have a check for $1 million tomorrow. I said, is there a bathroom?
Let us make the movie, but...
Well, he doesn't say that. He goes, you just sign that paper.
But you're not going to...
So that's all he said. I said, is there a bathroom around here? He says, yeah, right over there, the executive bathroom. I get up, I walk into the bathroom, shut the door. I'm looking in the mirror, wash my hands, put water on my face. I go, $1 million. I got $180-something in the bank. Put my hand in my pocket, take out my father's card. It said, saddest thing in life is wasted talent. I look at the mirror and I go, F it. I can't say the word. And that's what I said. I said,
that's pretty tough.
I said,
mean, a guy who's broke, getting nowhere,
My hand to
and
God.
$1 million if you...
$1 million.
If you sign a piece of
I
paper.
walked out. I said, I'll sign that paper, but I play Sonny and I write the screenplay.
By the way, in case people don't know, Sonny is the gangster.
The gangster.
In
The lead
in
gangster.
The neighborhood. The lead gangster
The lead
in the
gangster.
neighborhood, Arthur Avenue.
Arthur
Belmont.
Avenue, right. And
Okay,
I play
you play Sonny.
I say, play Sonny and I write the screenplay. And he put his head down like this. And he looked up at me, he says, Chazz, this movie will never get made. And I said, you're right, it won't with you, but it will get made. And he said, why are you so sure? I said, because it's just too damn good. And I got up and I said, I guess this meeting's over, and I walked out.
Do you want to tell us what movie company that was?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I can't, because they're really nice people and they're great guys. And they said,
made a mistake.
And they said, you know what? You made the right decision. That's what he told me when he saw the movie. And so let me just tell you, and then a week later, I'm doing the show. I finish the show, standing ovation, as always. And I walk off stage.
The one-man show.
The one-man show. And the stage manager walks over to me and goes, hey, De Niro's in your dressing room. He just saw the show. He's waiting for you. I was like, Bob De Niro's in my dressing room? He said, yeah. I said, wow. I go down to the dressing room. There's Bob De Niro. He says, oh, I love the show. He goes, this is the greatest one-man show I ever saw. He goes, you did a movie on stage. It's a great movie. What a story. I says, I know. He goes, look, I go, Bob, this is to me, the nerve I got, Bronx, right?
Wow.
I go, Bob, I know what you're going to ask me, but I have to play Sonny. And he goes, I know you want to play Sonny. You want to write the screenplay. Let me tell you how I feel, Chazz. I want to play your father. I want to direct it. You should play Sonny. You'll be great as Sonny. You should write the screenplay because it'll be honest. It'll be about your life. He goes, you shake my hand, we'll go partners, and that's the way it'll be.
Wow.
I shook his hand. The rest is history.
The rest is history. De Niro, the first person to believe in it.
That's correct.
And still attached.
Still
here.
attached. Bob De Niro
Co-director
believed in me. That's correct.
Of the
Absolutely.
Musical now on Broadway.
Yes.
The gangster life, Chazz.
Yes.
You grow up in this neighborhood. I grew up in the Bronx too, but not in that part of the Bronx. Mine was a much quieter neighborhood. You see a murder when you're 9 years old. And, you know, the unwritten rule is, well, first of all, that must have been just, what's that like for a 9-year-old kid?
You know what, I got to tell you, you know what, and I get asked that question a lot. I wasn't traumatized.
Really?
It was like a dream. I just was like, it was like slow motion. And the next thing I knew, my father grabbed me, he ran down and grabbed my arm and dragged me upstairs.
Right. And was it the guy, Sonny, who committed the murder?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't rat. That's the That's the sort of the unwritten law of that neighborhood, and become a protege of this guy.
Well, he took a liking to me. You know, I mean, he took a liking to me. You know, the reality is when the cops came upstairs, as any writer, and I always state, this is semi-autobiographical, as a writer, you have some license. When the cops came upstairs, I never went down. I didn't go down. My father said, he ain't going down. And he said, did you see that kid? I said, I didn't see anything. My father wouldn't let me go down. But as a writer, I put the scene there to dramatize.
Sure.
To put on things with Sonny. But, but that's what happened.
Were you ever attracted at all to that life? That gangster?
I was attracted to it. I don't know if I don't think I had but you see, my mother and father, Tony, was so strong, were so good parents, that I never wanted to hurt them and disappoint them. Yeah. And my father, from a young age, said, you're going to be somebody. My two sisters are very successful, and they became successful way before I did. Right. I was the last to be successful. I didn't really hit till I was in my 30s, late 30s. So, they just instilled in us in this goodness of doing good. So I was attracted to it. I would be around it all the time. I would laugh about it, watch them. And it was nice to have the ears of the emperor,
Of course.
Did
it become a sort of push-pull between your father and this guy?
Yes. Not because of, I don't think because I was going to do something.
I mean, I'm talking real life now.
Real life. You're talking real life. It was my father would get jealous a little bit, I thought. They're like, hey, this is my kid. Yeah. And my father was very correct, what he said. I used to say, Dad, he doesn't tell me to do anything bad. He wants me. He goes, I don't care. By being around them guys, things happen. Do you understand? Sometimes you're going to be in the peripheral, and sometimes people get hurt. And you know what? He was correct. Yeah. Because sometimes you could not be with them, and there could be a hit out on one of them. There could be guys get caught with. There could be drugs there, and you're involved. And my father said, "You hang with them, you get dirt on you." And to me,
maybe worse.
And to me, it was like, I'm having a great time. Come on, Dad. I used to throw the dice for them.
Yeah.
Hey, get the kid over here. Come here, throw the dice. And then you get boom, boom, boom. You get duped. So I never wanted to be a gangster. I can't say that. I wouldn't say that. But it was just fun.
Seemed like a glamorous.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you portray it, the story portrays it as this guy, this gang, Sonny.
Yeah.
He taught you some real important life lessons.
Yeah.
Even more so, perhaps. I mean, your father had a couple basic lessons, but this guy was teaching you, at least according to the story, as you're growing up, and telling you how to navigate certain situations. Yeah. He's portrayed almost as a very sympathetic character.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the few people who I never even heard of things when I got older. I said, who's Machiavelli? And he used to read Machiavelli in jail when he was in jail. Certain guys did that. Some big wise guys read Machiavelli. And presidents read Machiavelli because it's a way of, it's political science,
right.
About how to navigate.
Yeah.
But it's more of a street way to navigate, And I never heard of that. And I thought about that, and I started reading about Machiavelli, So it's all these little things that I put in.
Tell our audience what Sonny the Gangster tells you he's learned from Machiavelli and is passing on to you.
What he would basically say is, he goes, I make a joke, everybody listens. It's not because they love me. They laugh because they think they have to laugh.
Right.
So he used to say, the thing that he would say, the real Machiavelli, what he said was, it's not in the play. He would say that a boss is always has to be available. Always. And he goes, it always pays to be in your area where you rule. Because two things could happen, and they're both good. The people that love you will feel safe because you're always around. Right. And the people that are afraid of you will fear you because you're always around. I mean, that's stone cold Machiavelli. Yeah. So he said, always be in the area where you rule. Don't leave that area, because men in their hearts are wicked and they'll try to take over. you know.
And I mean, I don't mean to push this too far, but
it's all right.
You seem to be portraying him in the story, both the movie and this musical now. He's a philosopher. I mean, he's
a philosopher. He's a street philosopher. That's correct. You see, the guys that really rose up, Tony, in the mafia were the guys who were stone cold tough, but they had brains. See, you got some guys that had brains, but they had no, castañas, as they say. Right. Then you got guys who were so tough, but they had no brains. Right. But you get that one guy who has tough as nails and is very smart. Probably the guy could have made it as a CEO somewhere. He could have been. He could have been ahead of a company. But he chose that, Mm-hmm.
I assume this fellow is dead?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So now do you want to?
No, I never talk about
who he
the guys.
was?
Never, ever.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't talk about it 28 years ago, and I won't talk about it now. I won't talk about who the real guys are. I will never do that.
No. Well, I just wondered if...
No, I know. I always get asked those questions about who those guys were. The fight over the parking space. I thought it was a parking space. It wasn't. My father knew what it was about. My father died at 90 years old, 7 years ago. My mother's 97, still alive.
Oh, God bless. God bless.
My father was 90. I asked him when he was about 86, hey, Dad, that thing would happen with, whatever was that? And nobody wouldn't tell me. He goes like this, what do you want to know for? Things happen, people, girls, guys, money. Still would not tell me. And I go, why wouldn't you tell me? He goes, yeah, you never know. I go, Dad, it's 50 years ago. You don't want to know these things. You keep your mouth shut.
The less you know, the better.
The less you know, the better. He goes, it does no good telling anybody anything. You keep your mouth shut. And I learned that when I was a little boy. So
trust no one.
Trust no one. Trust no one.
When did you know you wanted to be an actor?
Young, probably 10, 11 years old.
And how? Why?
My mother would take me to the movies. And my mother would go to movies, she would take me. And I remember seeing, Around the World in 80 Days. I remember the colors. I remember the just movies that she would take me, and I'd be fascinated. And I was a mimicker, an imitator. I would see the wise guys on the corner doing things, and I would, hey, who's this? And they go, oh, that's Jimmy. Oh, who's this? Hey. And I would imitate them, And I was a storyteller. I was always a storyteller. And I knew when I was in high school, I wanted to write. I wanted to be a writer, an actor. I wanted to do this. It was just something that I knew I was good at,
Student you were not good at?
No, not in high school. No,
right.
Absolutely not. I was below, I would get just enough to pass. My mother would say, you do just enough to get 65.
Right.
And that was me. When I went to college, I understood it more. And then I found out, I didn't really know this, that I was severely dyslexic.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I couldn't read. I couldn't comprehend directions like. I still can't. And I'm a writer. But it's straight. You can give me directions, tell me directions, and I can't hear it. Mm-hmm. Or you can make me look at building something, I can't look at it. I just can't do it. Math, I was horrible. And back then, when I grew up, you were stupid. They didn't know anything about dyslexia, But there is a thing called the Dyslexic Advantage, which is a great book, which I've been studying now and reading about because my son is dyslexic, and he's really smart. And that's it. God takes away one thing, but then he gives you another thing. Mm-hmm. So it's okay.
You get a lot of yourself to young actors, struggling actors, people who are trying to figure it out. I guess now and then you do a master class in how
I do a master class, a one-on-one in the city. Yes, I do. And I go to, I do things on the internet. Chazz, Ask Chazz. And,
what do you get asked?
They ask me about how to break into the business and just questions about acting and writing and directing. And because I've done it all. I've done acting, writing, directing, producing. And I'm good at telling someone advice. I'm good at it, And why not help another person? Kevin Spacey, who I did 2 movies with.
Usual Suspects was one of them.
Usual Suspects and Hurly Burly. And Kevin, who's a wonderful, brilliant actor and a wonderful person, he used to say, it's your responsibility when you make it, to send the elevator back down. You know, and I believe in that. And I remember people who helped me and how, my God, that means so much when someone's there and says, hey, you're good. You should do this. Someday you're going to make it, you know. And when someone there tells you that, it means a lot.
Have you seen any of your quote-unquote students make it?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I say students. But
Not
his first
but
film.
You know what I mean.
Some kids that are who I kind of like mentored a little bit.
Mentoring.
Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum. And I said to him, we did this little movie. I said, listen to me very carefully now. I said, you have that thing about you. You're going to be really big. You're really good. And he was asking me about certain characters because he was playing this character that was really despicable. And I said, listen to me very carefully. It's okay if they don't like you, as long as they understand you. If they understand you, they'll go with you. They'll accept you. If they don't understand you, then it's not going to work. Don't worry about playing this despicable human being. And he never forgot that, and he talks about it all the time. Shia LaBeouf, another one, who I said, you know, brilliant young actor. Again, with him, I said, listen to me. Things are going to happen. And they did. Maybe 6 months, a year later, boom, they both exploded. You know, I mean, but I mean, look, I don't want to say I was this.
But that has to be very rewarding for you.
But I could see they were so talented. I mean, it wasn't like this, I was like a genius to see that something. You could see how good they were. Anybody could see it. You know, they were just so good. You know, so when someone's that good, you have to tell them, all right, now you have this, but you got to have this. If you don't have this, with this great talent that God has given you, doesn't mean nothing. When I was in the actor's studio, Tony, there were great actors there. And I used to go in there and study, and I'd be like, this guy hasn't made it yet? Are you kidding? I was this young actor, and I would say, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then you get to meet the guy, and he's, you know, he was an alcoholic. He didn't show up on time. And I went, oh, okay, I get it now, why he didn't make it. So God gives you great talent, but you have to have great discipline. With great talent, as they say in the Bible, comes much expectation. You have to fulfill that. Otherwise, I tell these kids, you're spitting in God's face. God gives you this talent and you don't do anything? You abuse it? Are you kidding? And I talk to them about that.
Well, you certainly have taken God's gift and given and maximized it.
Absolutely.
And given much to us, the audience, in 50 some odd movies, and in A Bronx Tale, and A Bronx Tale now, a Broadway musical, which I recommend that you see before, you know, all the tickets. It'll be like Hamilton
It's
soon.
been selling out like crazy. It's we are at the Longacre Theater on 48th Street. It's a great look. I'm excited by it, but my dad always told me to be humble, have humility, son. So let's see what happens.
Well,
I hope everyone loves it as much as I do. I think it's a great show, and I love what it says.
Well,
and I tell people to bring their kids, 12 years old, easy.
yeah. Well, I wish you great success, Chazz.
Well, you know what? You're a gentleman. I've been watching you for years, and I appreciate me finally sitting down with you, really.
So do I.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.